In a subscription order arrangement, the customer typically agrees to pay a predetermined amount at regular intervals, monthly, quarterly, annually, etc., for access to the product or service. Go to subscription orders to set up a new one. First, select a customer. Put on an order date as well as the subscription start date. If applicable, put on an end date. Use the reference field for any reference or PO number your customer wants to have on the invoice. Select a project and a task for the regular fee. Also, select an order type. You can freely define this according to the different types of subscription you offer. Pick a description that makes it easy for you to find it. Define the billing type, either advanced or arrears. Lastly, define a billing cycle for information and filtering purposes. Let's say it's a monthly subscription, but you want to invoice quarterly. Add lines for items, resources, or expenses. A source service could be an item you sell on a recurring basis. There might be time behind it, but it is not related to time. It is a non-inventory item. It has a unit of measure. Define the quantity to invoice for. Unlike the billing cycle, define the invoicing period. That's to say one entry for this item every month. Get an overview of the invoicing dates. You could have different end dates on different lines. The unit price is pulled from Business Central, but you may override it if there's a special agreement. We don't recommend using the manual prices, but to set up your price list instead. It's time to release the order. Go to the subscription order for posting or post in batches. Use filters for segmenting in case you have many subscription orders. Usually, you will use the work date, which is automatically pulled. Decide whether to raise the invoice immediately after posting or send it to invoice suggestion to raise it later. Click OK to post the entries to the project ledger. Both quantity and usage are instantly updated. Go to invoice suggestion to raise the invoice. Create a combined invoice including time and material services and services which are part of a subscription. The resulting invoice displays both time and the subscription fee. You may take another date into the past or into the future. Since we haven't done any posting in between this specific case, we'll be invoicing for 3 months. Raise the invoice and post it at the same time. You got 1 entry per period. If needed, set up an additional logic for your period, defining the correspondence between the unit of measure and the subscription period. If there's no such rule, create one. Set up the specific units of measure that correspond to each other with a factor. Let's reopen the subscription order and create a new line. Set up the period to be yearly this time. It will take the factor of a year to month, as well as the yearly price. Setting up a price list for yearly prices is another option. If it's a longer time span, set a deferral code on the line. The revenue will then be deferred accordingly in the general ledger.